happy Friday. I am Trevor coming to you from Grandpa's Garden. I got a little splat on the way, and also I have two of me in here, so let's get rid of that version. Good morning. I hope you are having a great Friday. I am, of course, as most Fridays, out here in the garden. It is Sally Friday, and if I'm celebrating, it's going to be in Grandpa's Garden. You know what I'm saying? So, we are starting today in a which is the garden for me. I love being out here. It's something that I really hoped to spend a lot of time in when I was shooting live, and now I get the chance to do that. So there's a lot to be said in the world for all the different versions of success, but to get to come to you live for our normal Friday session for my awesome garden for a few minutes, then I'll transition upstairs to a slightly more serious setting. But I just really want to call out how lucky I am to not only have this space that I do in my garden, but also to have time and the support, and also have grown up around farmers that teach me how to grow stuff like lettuce and sunflowers and nasturtiums, beets. Oh my gosh, I got so much stuff out here. But yeah, today is Celebration Friday, but it's also Purple It Up Friday. And if you haven't been here on Friday before, it's going to be a bit foreign to you. So just to catch you up quick, purple is the color that is used to represent domestic violence awareness. Same way that we have, similar way, we have pink for breast cancer awareness in October. We have October the same month, but purple for domestic violence awareness. And today is a day that, for now and for this foreseeable future, and for really the past like 8 weeks, we've been meeting with our friend Veronica of Purple It Up. And Purple It Up dedicates itself to raising awareness, but also to the actual kind of, I guess, rescue operations would be one way to say it, but really support mechanisms for folks that find themselves in domestic violence situations. So that is why we do Purple It Up. Talk about that. Not the whole show, but enough in the show, hopefully, that it's something that becomes more commonplace. So, conversationally, so that our people, our friends, our families, our daughters, our sons, our moms, our dads, our people who are involved in these types of situations in one way or another, that they can start to hear the words, and then maybe it will register a little bit different. But it's okay to talk about that so we can work through it rather than not talking about it and not working through it. That is Purple It Up Friday. It is also Sally Friday, and there is a lot to celebrate this week. I'm going to take us out into the garden here because I kind of want to sit, to be honest with you. And we're going to hang out here in the garden until Bree gets here. And then we'll head upstairs. We'll head to the other. There we go. So we have our question of the day. And again, thanks for joining if you're joining. It's Purple It Up Friday here on the NumoSpect Daily Circus. And we haven't done a question of the day segment in a while. I was kind of going through some old notes and I wanted to bring it back up. So if you're watching today, firstly, thank you. Secondly, this is now the 18th week of 2023. Just want to let that sink in for a second. It's the 18th week, so the 18th Friday, roughly. I might be a week off. 18th week that it is now, or is now in the rear view a bit of this, the 2023 year since we started counting. And instead of being reflective, which is important to do, and I do probably too much of sometimes, I also wanted to pose to you all today a question that I'm looking for your response on. So the question of the day, at least to kick us off, is what do you think that you or we will be celebrating by the end of this year? And that could be just contextually, could be you specifically. It could be us if you hang out with us all the time and you have a take on that. Or it could be society as a whole. What will we be celebrating? What will be the biggest wins of, I guess, your world, do you think, by the end of 2023? I haven't even thought of the answers for myself. I just thought it was kind of a fun question. So the responses, and Bree, maybe you'll have a take. Veronica, maybe you'll have a take. And maybe you will too. So please drop a comment. Tell us who you are, where you're at. But most importantly, what do you think we're going to be celebrating in just a few weeks now? It's like seven months until the end of this year. So we're almost at the midway. And I think it's a good reflecting point or a good pause point to do a little more than reflect, which is also to look forward. Like get yourself psyched for this last half of the year, because even though it really doesn't stop anything or change anything, our momentum, I think, as humans in this current world does shift when the year shifts. So we will automatically do assessment of ourselves on whether we were successful in our last year or whether we were not. So I think today, again, is a good day to continue to envision what success looks like for 2023 for you, so that you can be celebrating at the end of this year. I just want to check and see. Veronica is not in yet. Bree is not in yet. Just wanted to make sure. And the interwebs are quiet today, which is fine. Just want to see where we're live. Per normal, we are live in the YouTube for NumoSpect Media. Also live in a few of the Facebook places per normal. And I'm guessing over on LinkedIn. Yep, looks like LinkedIn is up and running. So we are live in a whole bunch of places today, coming to you from Restream, which is our broadcast software. And we are also utilizing a variety of other platforms to get our message out today. So via Restream, we are live on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter. We could be on our own app today. We're not, because I did not set that up, but we are live on our own app when we want to be. We can be live and embed in a website. We are live in a lot of places because of this one software that is Restream.io. So we do have probably a partnership. I don't know what our code is offhand. I know that I pay for this software, but also I would continue to pay for it if that was the question. It's a very good software for what we use. So definitely check out Recent Ties overseas to Ukraine. I believe that that's either where they were founded or they have like a second headquarters or something in that region. They have really strong ties to Ukraine. So I think that a lot of their efforts outside of business go towards that. So if that's important to you, I think it's just another really solid point about the brand that is Restream. Check out Restream. I mean, you could tell them we sent you or whatever, like people say, but as somebody is entering over here, is a whole bunch of honeybees flying through my flowers, which is super cool. I love being out here when the bees are out. Let's see who has joined us. Veronica has joined us. Let's see what's up with Veronica. What's up, Veronica? Can you hear me? Veronica, I cannot hear you. If you can hear me, then check your input on the settings.
Yeah, give me a second. It's finishing
we can
loading.
Hear you now.
Okay, yeah. Hold on.
So we're coming to you live from somewhere in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's my cable.
Veronica,
okay, I'm gonna come back on. It's shutting.
Oh, it's cool. You're good. We can hear you loud and clear. How are you? Oh, of course, as soon as I say that, the internet, I think their internet shut down. Along with how great Restream is, and this is not necessarily a Restream thing, but live streaming takes a lot of data, a lot of internet. That's why we have so many problems, I would say, on a routine basis. It's the same reason that when you are watching your favorite TV show and they talk to someone on Zoom, that the call will drop or the signal will drop or their audio is terrible or fill in the blank here, the lens is smudged, and they're like this real fancy person that's got all the resource in the world. Those things are still true for us too as creators most of the time. We do a live format, so somebody's internet drops, somebody's audio stops working, we're in it too. So I think what I'm going to do, oh yeah, Veronica just looked good because that means she can reset. But I want to continue just to talk about this question about what are we hoping that we'll accomplish by the end of 2023. Really would love to see you drop that in the comments. So if you're watching this post live, welcome. We'll be meeting with Veronica and with Bree today. Lit up coach, I guess, of sorts. And she comes in to our show every Friday to purple it up with us and raise awareness for domestic violence. That's why everything is purple today. That's why we're going to talk about domestic violence, is because we've dedicated part of our conversation. It's not the entire conversation, but we've registered it as a theme in our world to do this thing, which is talk about domestic violence each Friday, with the hope of including more tough words in our everyday vocabulary. And I think hopefully that means we'd be more likely to talk about them with our friends. And then if our friends are going through that kind of stuff, hopefully we can be more helpful. Veronica will tell us more, but I think the stat is 1 in 7 women are involved in domestic violence. I think it might be victims, I guess they call it, but like the person that it's against is 1 in 7 women. 1 in 7 men, 1 in 3 women, I believe is the stat. So obviously pretty significant numbers. When you talk about your 3 friends or your 7 friends, that one of those people is likely in or has been in a relationship that had domestic violence at some level involved, and that's really, really scary. So I think that there's, to me, I would say like a person who's newer to the world, I've been very sheltered. I've been very fortunate to not have to deal with a ton of hardships, to be honest. So to me, this is a world that is important for me to understand, to listen and ask questions on, but then I think also just make sure I'm doing my part to be supportive of my friends. Of course. All right. So Amy says a full year of podcast to making money and friends and awesome connections. You might have to add some context for me on that one, Amy. Just so. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're answering the question. Thank you. I got lost there. So Amy's saying to the question of the day. So the question of the day is, what are you hoping to celebrate at the end of 2023? And Amy says that she hopes to be celebrating a full year as a podcaster, making some money as a podcaster. She doesn't say making a lot. She just says making money as a podcaster, and tons of awesome connections as a podcaster. So those are Amy's 3 things that she hopes for. I'm sure that's 3 of many, and so I appreciate you sharing those ones specifically, because in the context of what we talk about at NumoSpect and Creator Lab is how to support each other as creators. And anytime you get a chance to know somebody's specific goals, just like this, with what Amy just did, I feel like that's a huge help to me as your friend and as your business partner of all the things that we are. Because now I know that you, specifically the last one, I think is the one that sticks out to me. Full year as a podcaster, yeah, like you are crushing that game. Making money as a podcaster, yeah, I can absolutely see that even any revenue would be super huge boost, even if it, I could be wrong, Amy, and you could tell me if that's the case or confirm this, but I'm thinking that you don't have a specific number. You're just hoping to get the ball rolling on that because that moves you towards your larger goals, not your end goal, but your larger goals of being more involved with sustainability and more involved with the podcast community. But the last one, tons of awesome connections as a podcaster. I think that first of all, I think you do a great job with that already. You support the heck out of everybody that you love, podcaster wise, especially. And I wondered, Amy, if you're still with us, no pressure. But because I appreciate everybody being here, and I also appreciate we have busy lives. But Amy, if you do get a chance to respond to this at some point, I'm curious, how would you measure that last one in particular? Tons of awesome connections. So the full year is a really, like when we think SMART goals or whatever, like measurables, a full year, that's a measurable time frame. I can sort of see that the metric is pretty easy. Making money, again, pretty easy. You're not putting a specific amount. So it's like if we register $5, we will be moving forward. Love that goal. Tons of awesome connections as a podcaster. I'm curious if maybe some point you could take us a little bit deeper into that goal for yourself, Amy. Do you hope to network in a specific area of podcasts? Because podcasts cover so many different, traditional industries, because podcasters are everyone. So I wonder, oh, she says just celebrating awesome connections I've had. Yeah, I agree. I think that's a really good one. Yeah, it would be. I wish there was a way to register that. to find it, because I think part of the reason that I was curious about the measurement, and again specifically to that piece about measuring the connections, I think that that has a relevance to how we can position ourselves when we are looking for advertisers or business partners at large, whether that's a financial exchange or not. I think it would be really beneficial for them to know. I mean, to me as the creator, I think it's relevant to know for myself, but also for my audience or potential sponsors, how many, I guess, connections that are within my realm. Like, I think that's an interesting question, because we often say in the EE group that it's a really overused sometimes, but network is net worth. It's oversimplification, of course, but I do think that it plays a huge part in how we can represent ourselves as a full brand. Is who's in our group, who's in our network, and how many are there, and how much engagement do we have with them? Because I think of the relationship that you build, Amy, with an individual person in your network, somebody that you support. The amount of support that you give them is so significantly more than the average friend, even, let alone like somebody thousands of miles apart, that you just get on board with and support. Like, you are just such a rock star with the way you build relationships, and I think that should be somehow super valuable when you present your brand, because to me that's a really important part of your brand. See, I can tell you that. Yeah, no doubt. My email list is always behind as well. Oh, what up, Bree Bree?
Hey there. Why do we have a big thing across our face?
Well, because I don't own enough purple clothes, and I was talking about the question of the day. It kind of kept me on focus and on topic here. So it kept bringing me back to have the question of the day, but then I realized that it was also a purple overlay. I'm like, hell yeah, that's perfect for today, because I don't have enough purple on, and I feel uncomfortable and a little self-conscious about it. So I was like, oh,
it almost looks like we're in the same space together, except that, like, because it kind of blends a little bit. It's kind of gray here, and it's a little gray there. And
hold on, can you pass me the coffee? That would be sweet if we had that teed up better. Freaking, I think I just knocked over my cage. You know, all of the cage stuff I have in this garden, and guess what I found in the garden today?
Yes.
Do you want to see the treasure?
I can't see the treasure. What am I looking at?
Can you see the treasure?
Oh, what's coming up? Oh my God! It's a turd.
It's a cat turd in my garden.
They should know better.
I have. You should. I mean, look at the protection mechanisms, and still there's poop in here.
Wow.
Other than that, though, I'm having a really good day, and I wanted to know.
It's good. I got a lot of stuff going on outside over here. I don't know if there's power lines down, but I am at the point where I could lose power at any second, and I think they're leaving now. I don't know. Maybe they fixed it.
That's at my house.
Let's see. Let me double check. I hope they fixed everything. I don't know. We've got so much construction going on around here. I'm not surprised if they hit something or something went wrong, or who knows.
Who knows? I'm sorry that's going down. That's
a little stressful, but I don't know what's happening. They had a couple of big trucks down there, so and the lights flickered. So I was like, I'm gonna wait and see what's going on before I just get cut off midstream, and make sure I got all my bases covered, and nobody has any things plugged in that they shouldn't. They want to, like, we lost power one night during a storm, and my son's computer got zapped because he didn't have it on the surge protector. It was on a surge protector, but the surge protector had already gone off once, and apparently once it's tripped like that, you can't keep using it. You have to get a new one.
That's stupid. I want a hard transition straight while I have you, in case I don't have you. First of all, Veronica did stop by, and then disappeared quite quickly. We did say hello. We exchanged each other's hellos, and then we were gone. But it's good to know she has the link and it works. That's a good start. Which is not on her. That's like we've had some restream stuff lately. It has not been a perfect science. So that's nothing on Veronica and nothing on restream. It's like these things happen. That's why I was saying when she kind of fell out, I'm like, you know, these things happen on ESPN when they have an athlete call in, and it happens to people that have all the resource in the world when you're using things like at home regular people Wi-Fi and or data and our regular, like these things happen even when people are on their AirPods, but they're on national TV. So I think it's important that as creators, when we are live, it's really nice to recognize that, you know, we don't have to be, it's nice to be perfect, but there's a lot of times things out of our control. But Restream kind of makes that all that a possibility. I wanted to hear about a couple of things specifically from you as we wrap up this week, because it's been a very long week.
It has.
And I guess I honestly I have a million questions for you today because we haven't talked enough somehow.
I know,
so I feel
it's
like
been crazy.
You know. But before I guess I go too far, let's knock out the QOTD for yourself. I haven't thought about it since I said it last. Amy answered it in the comments, but I wondered while we have you, if you wouldn't mind throwing down on today's question of the day.
Why not?
Fire that up.
I would need to know what that question might be because I have not heard it yet.
Oh, it's on.
Will you paint Friday purple with us for Purple It Up? And what will we celebrate by the end of 2023? That one?
Yeah, that one. That's cool, right?
I know.
Look at that.
Poke, poke, poke. It's a good one. I like it. What will we celebrate? I think.
And we can be you or us or whoever. It's just whatever you think of. Yeah.
Well, I personally, I feel like I will be physically in a spot where I'm stronger because I have a cardiologist appointment on Monday and I'm going to work on, I want to start working out and seeing what my limitations are. I'm sure I'm going to have to go through testing for that, but I want to be I want to get as physically strong as I possibly can, which means weight training. And I don't think I'll ever be running with my knees, but like doing some things. So I want to celebrate a healthy, strong body by the end of 2023. So I'm putting it out there that I'm going to be. That's my goal. Whether it is or not, we'll see, but I'm going to do my damnedest to make it happen. And then for the company, I am going to see our creators do amazing things. It's going to be a year of creation, and I think it'll carry over not just in our world and what we do at NumoSpect and in our creator lab, but I think it's going to be because of the groups that we've been able to be a part of. Oh, that was crazy. I think it's going to be a new space for indie creators. I think it's going to be a new face to media in a way that we've never seen before. I think we've allowed YouTube to be just this place for big things happening, but like I think it's the podcast world. I think all kinds of indie creators are I think there's something stirring. I feel there's something moving and stirring in that world that is going to like release and be in shine by the end of this year. That's what I think. Yep. That's where I'm seeing things. I hope that was a good answer. I can't hear you because you muted yourself. And now you don't want to talk? Okay. What are you doing? Dude, I don't know what that means. I'm not is this like the catcher telling the pitcher what to pitch? Question of the day. I don't know. What will we celebrate? That's what we're celebrating. Oh my God, Trevor, just unmute yourself for Pete's sake. What is he saying? Can somebody read lips? Now we just have his baseball hat to look at. I don't know what that means.
I was asking you if you could press the button for me because I had gone full screen so I could see you better. And so I was trying to say press the button, but I can see how my miming is
Well,
maybe
because you
not the
changed it
greatest.
up every single
Apologies.
time. If you've been like,
well,
I
I'm
can't
not
talk,
a
push the
certified
button. Maybe
whatever,
that would be.
I was going to say how nice your goals were, and now I'm not going to say that, you turd sandwich. Nah, I love your goals. I love it. They were perfect. They were spot on. I like that you wanted, just be stronger. I mean, physically stronger. Like mentally, if you're any stronger, then
right,
you're going to need a straitjacket.
Physically, I need to be a lot physically stronger, and that's just
right.
I can't do too much, and I have to take it easy. But like my knees aren't they're not getting better. They still hurt. I have some concerns, and I'm like, I need to seriously consider what I can do to make myself stronger without killing myself and having a heart attack in the process of doing that. So no, I'm doing 100,000% under doctor supervision. So I'm going to talk to them and they'll probably say we need to put you in a physical, with a physical therapist kind of a situation, so they can stress test me. They put monitors on me. I've been in it before, the cardiac whatever lab thing that they have. And then they see how my heart performs as I start doing exercise. And so if I can pass those tests, and what my limitations are, and then just keep as I get stronger, then test some more and see if I can do more. Kind of it's one of those step-by-step processes, but my goal is to be super physically strong, so that I give my body all the things that it needs. So I'm looking forward to that. So hopefully we'll get the ball rolling on Monday morning. I won't be around Monday morning for a short time, early morning.
Yay, the boss is gone. Let's cause trouble.
So,
well, let us know how we can help as your friends and faraway partners. Like, if you need accountability buddies on stuff, that's definitely something that if it was the new year, we would say stuff like that. So I really appreciate that you jumped full on the wagon that I didn't tell you we were going to ride today, and really threw out a humdinger of ideas in terms of for your personal self and for us as a group.
Thank you.
I can tell you thought about that like a bunch lately.
The physical part has been something that it's just hard for me to do things all of a sudden. It's getting harder to do things. And I'm one of those people that said, I'm not going to just be like, well, this is my new norm. I don't like that. I won't accept that. So I'm going to do what I need to do to be as strong as possible so that I can get out and rake my yard, which I can't do right now. So I'm like, I need to rake my yard, but I can't get it done. So,
well, keep on trucking. Well, I mean, if there's a way I can help you, I'll be there. I can.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can start swimming, because that's a really low impact, easy, kind of exercise for me, and maybe biking. So, just because my knees are my right knee is just not in a happy spot right now.
Get after it. That's amazing. Well, I hope we all get to those by end of 2023. I want to, before I shift too hard into anything else, because we have Veronica coming in, how's my audio out here?
You're fine.
It real bad? Is it real annoying? Because I can run upstairs really fast.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Because I remember looking at old videos from out here, and I was like, oh my gosh, the audio from that Rode mic was so bad at times out here. And
I don't think we hear it as much until I don't have both headphones in, because I'm listening for pops and crackles in my street and more power lines down. No, it sounds fine. I don't think we hear things as well when we're actually live, and then we go back and play it later, and I'm like, why does that sound crappy? It didn't sound crappy live.
If somebody hears something that sounds out of sorts, just let me know, because it's not much to transition out. I just don't necessarily want to leave you hanging here.
Yeah.
As we roll through this Purple Friday, I would love to talk about what is coming up next week a little bit.
Okay.
Because we are coming off of a week that seems like it was just lightning rounds every day to some extent.
Mm-hmm.
Today feels a little bit more relaxed, so I'm excited to sort of reflect a very little, but mostly look for, what's coming next week. We have a lot of work to wrap up. I certainly have a lot of things to follow up on from the last couple of days. I have my work cut out for me that way. But I haven't really stopped to process a ton about what we have coming down the pike next week, as they say.
Yep.
What do we have coming up next week? Next week be the 19th week.
19. Whew. Yep.
Of the year. Yeah. 19th week of the year. So Amy, same to you. What do you got coming down the road tomorrow, next week? What is hitting on Sunday that would be helpful to have some support on, I guess, if there's any of that, but just in general, what do you got going on? Next week, do we have anything with Venus next week?
I'm not sure because we haven't gotten a full docket on what the rollout, because she has another single. Now,
Okay.
Listen, we're rolling right into, we've got about, it'll be by Monday, about a month until her next release of her next single, building up on her drink, what does she call it? The Drink Flight album or something?
I think. Yeah, I think we're working on a flight of drinks, a flight of flavors. I think it's going to evolve based on what the next drink is, if I'm being 100%
right
upfront with y'all. I think we're looking for the term that would, or wine, but with a variety of different kinds of drinks on it, right? Like that's the image.
The drink menu. That's what she called it.
Yes.
Thank you.
100%.
The drink menu.
Yes.
So, and I did picture my Caiprina one because, but yeah, I'm excited. And so we're going to be rolling things out for that. I know she's got some stuff. Her episode aired last night with me on Clever Conversations. If you missed it, you can go listen to it. It's over on the YouTuber. It's on our YouTube channel at NumoSpect Media. Not at .com. At NumoSpect Media on YouTube. You can catch it over there.
/Bree.
Right. Podcast episodes are getting edited. I did get them put in. I've been the thing I have to do with Restream is I have to download stuff, and then once it's downloaded, then I have to transfer it into a WAV file so that I could put it into my editing set and edit it in there and put it up. So there's 2 episodes that have not aired yet. Last week's episode with Teresa will go out today, and then also this morning's episode of Fuzzy Logic will go out today. And when that is done, then I will get to my own things and get that done. But I'm going to be doing some filming on Saturday, tomorrow, as I head out of town for the morning. Short
fishing related?
Yeah, it's going to be fishing related. We're not going to do actual fishing because it's not in season until a week from tomorrow. But we're going to take a look at the lake, give a lake report, check in with some bait shops and some local fishermen and some guiding services. I want to try to hook up with a couple guides that are up in the area and ask them a little. What?
D. Just guides. I'm trying to hook up with a couple of D at the end of guys. I'm trying to hook up with a couple of guides.
That true.
There it is.
That's very, very good to make sure that I'm very specific on that. Yes, they guide.
Looking to hook up with a few fishing guides.
Yes. So if you're looking to book a trip and you want to know where the fish are at and get some help with fishing, you could hire a fishing guide to help you out. And we're going to put some. I want to get some information from them, and also a little flavor of one of my favorite places to visit. So I figured I'd bring you into my world a little bit and share my favorite bakery and some of the cool stuff that is in the towns around there. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Are you gonna? I apologize. I don't remember. I guess already. Are you living that or are you recording that?
I'm recording it all. Yeah, it's going to be bits and pieces, and so it's not something that I could live stream a whole bunch of. But I'm going to record it, and then I'll put it all together into a nice package and get Shazana, who's been fishing down in Kentucky because it is open down there, and she's gotten some fish, and she'll be sharing some fish stories with us. So a lot of really fun things to talk about next week as we head into the new fishing season up in the Midwest, the no coast zone. I know it's not a thing. I was trying to make it a thing, but really it's stupid. Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
Oh no, it's absolutely a thing. In the same like what is it called? Where if you have a big castle, the downstairs, the dungeon.
Yeah.
The no coast is a thing, like the dungeon is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing we acknowledge exists. It's just most of us haven't spent any time there.
There you go.
I'm just playing with you.
Amy says, I have so many things that I want to get on top of and not quite sure what to start with. Have a meeting with Scoob to watch him do some Descript editing. So that's a fun thing. Descript, I've used it. I don't have a subscription to it, so I don't know as much as I could know about it, but
I've used it.
Yeah.
I paid for it for a while. It's the one I would choose, if I was going to be doing more editing. It's on the pricier side. If I was going to be doing like just the audio or video, if I was only doing my show, I would use Descript. It's no bueno for mass quantities of stuff at the prices that they run. Yeah. So I can't even use it now because it'd be like choosing your favorite baby to run through that program, because we couldn't possibly run everything we do through it. But Descript for a beginner-ish is absolutely not a bad place to start for most people. It's very AI-driven, user-friendly. There's a lot of automation mechanisms in it.
Yeah.
They're definitely one of the more gaps and stuff like that too. So you can overdub. Can you overdub in audio, whatever you do?
In
what is
Audacity?
Audacity. Can you do it on there? The overdub stuff?
I don't think so. There might be a way to do it, but I haven't a clue how.
Okay. So that's one of the weirder features that nobody really picked up on is AI early on. But it will match your voice and then fill it in. With a very, very clear, similar one. I don't know if it was Meredith or Gordon. Somebody was playing around with it on a recent episode of somebody else's show I watched. Maybe even, it might have even been Elsie and Jess. I can't remember. But they were talking about just how good it is. And what does that mean? What's up, Veronica?
Hey.
Hello. Hi.
Oh, happy Purple It Up Friday.
Purple Up Friday. Team champions.
Yeah. Here we go. That's right. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Bree and Trevor. Yes.
Hey. While you all, well, first of all, I guess Veronica, welcome to Purple It Up Friday. I need to run in and get myself seated with some better audio. Okay. And just seated and standing too much. But I want to jump right in and fire off with you our question of the day. And I would love it if you would start there. Are you down to start off today with our question of the day? And I'll be listening in, but I gotta go reseat myself. Is that cool?
Yes, that's cool.
Yes. All right, cool. Let's go. So, Bree, could you do me a favor and pop up the little thingy? Oh, it's already up there.
What will we celebrate by the end of 2023?
Yeah, and we could be you specifically. It could be your organization more broadly. It could be society as an entire whole. It is very much your question to answer. But when you think, okay, I'm almost halfway. So this is the mindset that I'm trying to get everybody in. Is like, it's May, which is not quite halfway, but it's pretty close to halfway. So anything that we want to like think about January 1st wise, like the New Year's resolution stuff, use this approach to halfway point as a chance to like refire yourself up, like get all that stuff done, make higher goals or reset them if you did not get anywhere close. But I'm just kind of thinking in my head of like, let's reset our vision for the end of the year so we can be as excited next week as we were the first week of the year about our goals.
Yes.
What are you hoping to celebrate?
Well, just to clarify, you're actually on point with that because October's coming up. We're 5 months away. So it's halfway for us. First, seeing domestic violence awareness on the map with pink and purple it up for domestic violence awareness. speaking with a lot of individuals this week, they're like, yeah, that is so true. And so there's a wave coming. So see that wave happening for October, where it's pink and purple across the globe. No longer are we considering it starts state by state, city by city, block by block, right? But we want to
That's
see that
right.
wave to purple it up. And what's awesome is that a lot of people are inspired and they didn't know that I spoke to over 50 people this past week. And um, see Purple It Up fully funded. The nonprofit agency that we are fully funded, meaning our 501c3, diligently working on that. Somebody said, you need to do a purple thon. A purple thon. Let your podcast be about a call to action for people to step up, support, and take on the challenge and do exactly the vertical things. Try to see how many things you can purple up. Like, share, post it on your Facebook, let people know. Um, get all that marketing stuff, that operational stuff set. So by the end of 2023, which for us is October, we want that celebration to be where people are inspired, even if they don't know, they know to call Purple up and we'll help them figure it out from there. Because a lot of families, like, I wish I would have known, or even now after I survive, I still get trigger or what am I going through? And I said, those are triggers. And that's going to be a thing. That's just the thing of going through trauma. And what the neat thing is to encourage people to recognize it and do something, share with somebody, speak on it. So bringing everybody up to Purple Up Fridays, it's huge because that's a place where we want to see people come forward, as well as saying, hey, I'm standing with you. Even if I haven't stepped out of my situation, I'm standing up and I'm going to get encouraged. I'm going to be inspired to do the difference I need to see in me and in my community. And then for businesses to really think about that, how businesses in all the sport arenas come October, they're pinking out, that week or that month.
That's
Well,
right.
I want people to purple it up with the pink. And as you can see in my background, are you ready for it? Have you accepted the challenge? It's our awareness month. Become a sponsor vendor. Take a day, sponsor the day, or sponsor the week, or sponsor the whole month, because we're on a campaign to increase awareness. That's a fun thing. We have the Don't Drop the Ball Challenge. We have Pie for a Cause. We have Tailgate for a Cause. We have whatever you can do, merch for a cause. If you have a business and you need merch, we have a graphic designer, our community partner, Connects Multimedia, 100% supportive. If you got a website, promo, videos, logos, whatever it is that you need to create, contact. That's another Purple Up promise that's happening to see awareness different come October. And we're just excited because it's getting out there. If you know about PodFest, Multimedia Expo, y'all, they have started. This is how Bree and Trevor and I met through podcasts. So you see the ripple effect, and what's happening on that side. They have pushed us global, so we're kind of scrounging and trying to get everything. We're voluntarily doing what we do, but it's causing us to flap our wings and go higher, not just be behind the scenes and doing all the boots to the ground, the scary, drastic stuff that people don't like. I don't know if I want to get involved. Yes, you do want to get involved. Just purple it up. Stay on that side. When you're ready, if you want to be on the task force to help pick up and go, actually pick somebody up, it's kind of cool when the victim gets it that they had it with them in them all along, and then they have more people they're meeting that's saying we're with you and we're not going to let you fall. That's Chris and Katie with Podfest Multimedia Expo. And the neat thing about it, Katie has a meditation, and we're able to allow our victims to play this and tell them about the website, the app, so they can click and do the meditation. There's one for anxiety, sobriety. There's one for moms. Now there's going to be one for domestic violence survivors, overcoming it all. There's going to be a meditation
Wow.
where we're going to be
That's
talking.
huge.
And yes, and it's Katie Christmas says she hit 100 million downloads, was celebrated yesterday. They invited me again to be by their side in the celebration. And that it's gone on the news and what she's doing with her meditation network. And we surprised her with merch for cause because she didn't have merch, right? 100 million downloads
How does she
a
not have
year
merch?
and don't have merch. So I was like, I got you, and I told Chris, don't tell her, it's a surprise. So that just hit yesterday, and it's happening because within our collaboration, how we're partnering, when you're as a business or a podcaster and you stand up and say, I purple up, people automatically like, what is that? First of all, and then you're able to share the victory in it. As far as you're part of increasing awareness for Purple Up for domestic violence awareness. And we're helping in some way, whether aggressively or behind the scenes or however you feel comfortable, you're pushing a movement, a cause, that wave to happen where every business is getting connected, every podcaster, everyone in the community, your ministry, your outreach, your volunteer. I volunteer for cause. That's another thing. Just the colleges are stepping up, and we're trying to get people ready for October. We want to rally. That's a celebration month, the victory that this did come to pass. This did happen. And you know what happened to you, you're not alone. And we're not accepting no more. We're not saying, okay, hokey doke, I got to be silent. I rather go through it because I just don't know what it looks like. We
Mm-hmm.
are excited that by the end of this year, it's launching with 2024 is really on point. And the resources. We have a housing initiative. And I spoke with an Airbnb owner just this past week, and I said, we would like to notify your location if you have available days. Will you commit to let us have a night or two? So if you can cover that, or we work that out, or minimize the cost, that's huge. So Airbnb, if you have one, let us know. If you're an agency or outreach or a business that want to get involved and be on our directory, because everybody that's been participating, I guarantee you by this time, and even next week, you're going to see a change in something because you're putting a light on, saying that you're here for the community. And there's nothing like that act of kindness in doing that, because you never know when it might cross your door. What are you going to do? Are you going to just skulk and be like, oh my God, I don't know why she stayed, or I don't know why he stayed? Well, you can say, no, that needs a purple up promise.
Yep.
And that's just what's happening. So the end of 2023, um, y'all got me really excited because being with me in this journey and everybody that's standing up with me, I tell you, there's still, because during my survivorship, the feeling of I don't have anything, I don't have enough, but it's keeping me in tune that I have more than enough. I have my life, I have my breath. And
Yep.
people said I have done crazy things and stuff I shouldn't be doing because of the state. But I tell you, who would have did it? If we don't, who is? Because the sad truth is that people think, oh, you're beautiful, you're intelligent. Somebody was motion
Yep.
for me. You got this. You don't think. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You can go by. You don't think that I look like, okay, I need help. They're like, Veronica, just start sharing what you do. And remember the key word, you're doing freely, voluntarily. When I say that, I'm doing this for free. I'm relocating somebody. I'm asking somebody to keep somebody's lights on, cover their lights, cover their insurance, cover their car payment, cover their house payment. Because once the situation has happened, guess what the person that's abusive does? Try to make it seem they can't live it without them. They can't do it, or they don't have
Right.
access. And financial abuse is no joke. That's what
That's
the
right.
perception is there. Because if you're financially impacted, you're homeless. You don't have your lights. You don't have
Yep.
your car. Things start getting taken away. If you have storage, oh my, yeah, that was another pull. All my stuff was in storage, and getting access to my parent things because I was a keeper of my family stuff, thought I would run back. No, that was a weight that I didn't know how I was going to carry it anyway. But the thing is, it didn't manipulate me to stay or look back or try to fight for it. And the truth is, once you get to knowing how valuable you are, and as a victim of domestic violence, that you don't have to accept some things. You're going to have your boundaries. You're going to have your guards up. You're going to think differently. And that's what we want to get awareness out there to do that increase. And more and more, no matter where I'm speaking, I'm definitely want to host people on their podcasts or on their podcast, because the more and more we go further with this, the more the awareness and people begin to understand that domestic violence is a thing spiritually, mentally, physically. It doesn't start physically first. It might be a 1, 2, 3, but somebody had a thought
Mm-hmm.
to be domestic violent. Or say, for instance, if they didn't know I got this issue, we're here for the abusers too, to get them in the right place, the right zone to get the help. And we tell the victim, that's the best thing you can do right now. Make that decision. Call on your local authorities to activate, saying, hey, I'm going through this, whether it's verbal, whether it's just the subtle things where you feel like you're disrespected. That's the time we need to have the action. So once you become aware, it's a new game. It's a new ball game of how you're dealing with it, and definitely breaking the silence on domestic violence. So that's what it's looking like. Purple Lab being fully structured, funded, supported, housing the first 50 homes to identify through, if it's hotels or if it's Airbnb or if it's private owners that have property and they have, it hasn't sold yet. That's a great situation, because that's turning the light on and letting the people that are looking for a home that can purchase or whatever, hey, we do some advocacy to do some marketing and support on that home so it can go, and let people know this is a heroic location. And saying that within those conversations, how would you feel owning that? Don't you know, by buying this home? Now, we do have a purple promise with that. If you like to make sure you leave your light on and turn it purple, or if you know somebody needs to come and have a dinner or have a cup of coffee, do you have a space? Do you have a floor? Do you have a couch? It might come back where you be on the list and be more than, people have been more than willing to do different things. Or they got the home, or no, we'll put this person up here, or I'm a business owner and I have Airbnb property. I got this location. Airbnb owners have more than one location if they get in, because the system is phenomenal on how to get somewhere to stay, but very impactful to what we do, because housing is the key thing that keeps people where they're not leaving.
Where
They don't
they're,
have anywhere to go.
yeah,
They
because
don't
it's
want to be home.
scary.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
it's super scary.
going into the shelter is a transition, but having walking with people and have them understand it's worth it, because then you're activating a game plan, a case plan, how to manage yourself and how to do things now. And I just spoke to a victim actually yesterday. They were just going out to take their little girl Sophie to dinner. She just made the cheerleading squad. Now this is like a full circle thing. This woman has gone on with her life, got remarried, had a baby boy. She already had Sophie, and she's stepmom to the other child, the other boy. So they're living a full circle overflow experience. And she was just telling her, set her down as she made the cheerleading squad and going to dinner. She just had mentioned, you need to know, I made a comment on Facebook and I said, oh, wow, that just opened my heart, because she's been sharing and connecting with me through Facebook. And she had said cheerleading, and the little girl saw the message where I had messaged. I said, wow, I'm so proud of you guys. You are shining bright like diamonds. And I said, look at it. And she's got cheerleading. Do you know how many years I was involved in cheerleading? Over, I just had counted, dated myself when I said it, kind of laughed. But over, yeah, over, let's see, only 47 years.
Wow.
I was a cheerleader, girl cheerleader, but I ended up coaching and private coaching, cheerleading and stuff. So to see the little girl got that anointing, because to be a good cheerleader, you have to have a special gift. And that's one of the things people have said. I think my child got that from you, because it's not in us. And and because I've become a godmommy, I've become the auntie or whatever. And it's special moments like that you don't think, but that child caught the vision because
Yep.
something happened in her life. But I helped them, I rescued them firsthand from their situation. And she was explaining to her, Veronica, you have to know Veronica. You don't remember, but she actually saved us. She actually saved your life because your daddy had you on the top of the truck and he was trying to run off with you, but forgot to put the baby in the car seat in the truck.
Jeez.
And yeah, and so she was telling her, you'll meet her soon, but she's so excited for you because she knows and she's the one that got us where we are today.
And
And
that just really shows like that there's a light on the other side, right? There
mhm,
is something to move towards, even though you can't see it and it doesn't feel like it's there. A lot of times it doesn't feel like it's even there. Like there is nothing and it's not for me, or I'm not good enough, for all of the things that go through your mind. But that's just shows how bright life can be when you reach out and ask for help, when you get in there and you say, I need someone to get me through this. And the fact that you will do that, I think that's the scariest thing too, because so many do it alone, right? And
mhm,
that's such a
mhm,
hard thing to step into by yourself, that
yeah,
you really really need someone that's, I'm going to sit with you through it, I'm going to be there to guide you, I'm going to be there to listen, I'm going to be there to help pick you back up, like,
mhm,
so you don't feel this overwhelming
mhm.
it fear, I guess. It's debilitating.
It's
So,
shame. It's
and
not. It's
shame.
not the
Yeah.
fear. It's not the knowing what's going to happen to you. It's the shame
Yeah.
and not knowing what to do with that and saying no. She actually, I believe, was trying to leave. Knew she left, tried to leave several times, and because of the child, it was like going back and forth,
Mhm.
um, and calling the police and all of that. And they're like, well, take she's in the right county, Hillsborough County. They're very aggressive, but she didn't follow through with the report. She called the police, but making the report official, that was where stuck. And then the last time when she knows her daughter was reacting to what was going on, she was
Mhm.
coming, and I think she was 2 years old, 3 years old, and she was when she see me, she would look at me like, like, can you see what I see? Look, and I would talk to her, and she would talk, daddy. Mm-mm. She
Yeah.
would do all of this stuff. And I knew, and I said, pay attention, keep your eyes on your daughter, because she's very much aware and telling you that this is
Yeah.
not good. It's not good for mommy and daddy, not good. And so that's the next time incident happened. I actually was coming home and walking up right in it, and I knew exactly, this your time is now to go, because he was trying to flee with her, and he made the mistake of leaving the car, going after her, going leaving the car seat with the child on top of the truck, on the top of the cabin,
Yeah.
on the flatbed, not on the hood, but on the top. If he would have gotten in a car, you know, all I could see is her tumble down, and it wouldn't have been a good situation. So
No.
I immediately got the child and I said, go, just go get your clothes. She was dressed in pajamas or something. I told her to go get something to wrap up, and we're going. And as she was running back and to do that, he had came out with a bottle of water and was just throwing water on her. And I just remember, if that was gasoline, we wouldn't know what it was in the bottle, but the way he was throwing it and slapping her with, I mean, the water was like doing like a water gun splash. And it was like very just, she had grabbed the baby, we put her in the car seat, and just the way he kept on doing that, I just thought to myself, thank God you got water, buddy. And
Yeah.
thank God that I'm right here because I see you. And this is no more. This is,
Mhm.
And then I said the police has been called, so you can do whatever you think you bad enough to do. But we got help for you because we don't love like that. And I had the
No.
little girl in my arms, and the little baby uttered, Daddy, no.
Yeah,
And
it's
so,
so hard. It is
yeah.
when you see the kids that are,
Mhm,
that get caught in the crossfire,
mhm,
basically, is what's happening. I just think it's amazing all of the things that you do for people and the lives that you change and how you do that. And imagine, because the question of the day was like, what do we see for the end of 2023? Imagine when there's so much more awareness, when there's so much more purple out there, and you're going to have to keep us posted because we want to help ramp things up. So we're ready for October when it hits. And
Yeah.
we have all some things that we can be giving out to people and getting them there. And I know that you'll be back next week to help us start moving. We're going to be doing everything that we can. That's why Fridays are dedicated to you. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show every week and sharing your stories. And maybe, you can have some people that have been helped, when they're ready
Ready.
to come in. And I don't want to force anybody to do things, but if they want to give them us, because I think they can speak so clearly to someone that's in that spot as well, and say,
Right.
this was how I got out, and this is what made the difference, and now I stand in the light, and now things are so much better. And so thank you. I know Trevor's hiding backstage. He'll be out to say, as we wrap up, we got to get going.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing your stories today. That's just, it moved me so much. So thank you.
You're welcome. So much victories, and I appreciate y'all echoing and taking the layers to this challenge, because there's not just one thing. You do the initial icebreaker, you do the don't drop the ball challenge, but what's happening, people are catching on. Yes, hold the ball. Yeah, it's coming. Hold the ball up. Because this is the thing. It doesn't matter what stage or what part of it you're at, whether you know someone or you're in the community, you want to do something, let us know and join in on the challenge. Step up and say, hey, I purple up. I want to purple up. I want to find out more. And I'm a victim and I don't know what to do, but I know I need to do something. That's good enough. You have breath and you're alive. That's what we need people to step up with. And I say Friday, maybe next Friday, we'll probably have a post out, but we need to do the purple-thon. Get the challengers listed, get whoever wants to donate, because the housing and the structure to this, we would love to be all done with our end and of our 501c3, and we need support and funding for that, because there's some housing things that I'm got aware of. In having a 501c3, there's so much more that we can do, because there's phenomenal things that we have done with no budget, with people like yourself stepping up. And I rather that I rather it be a process where we're getting there and keep on increasing awareness and outreaching, because it's going to happen where somebody's going to say, hey, I got you. I see what you need to do and how to do it, because I know you're doing this, and you don't, there's somebody else coming, like you guys are coming, doing the other component of the Purple Lives, and having the community be more aware, encouraging people to step up and let us know that they want to be in the challenge. And then people that want to be on the help organize and structure operations and
Yeah.
support.
Do you have a formal podcast or anything that you're doing currently with the Purple It Up,
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes, I have a meeting later this afternoon.
Okay.
We have Purple Up Live. That's where we're going to be doing this similar thing
Very
here. Purple Up Live. It's on Anchor,
amazing.
and so
That's gonna be
Spotify.
that's
Yeah.
gonna be so cool. Are you gonna do that solo or do you have a co-host coming in?
I'm doing it solo, but I'm having guest co-hosts.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone that wants to step up and help with that, that's wonderful. It's a team
Yeah.
effect, and we're creating a community. We're building out a community, and want our community come live. So
Yeah, that's gonna be super cool. I can't wait though, because that could be such a neat format for you, because you are such a good front person for important issues, because you have the heart to go along with the persistence. And it's hard to do both. I think it's hard to be consistent
mhm,
and persistent with an equally passionate message every time you deliver it. And I like that is obviously a skill that you are and something that's so close to you that it just can't be taken off. So I'm so happy and so grateful that you share that space with us and allow us to understand it better, although we can never understand it fully from anyone else's perspective. I really, really appreciate how much effort you put into being so vulnerable in this space with us, but in general, so that other people can appreciate it, even if they can't understand it, how important it is to talk about it and put the words domestic violence in your vocabulary. Put the things that are most difficult to talk about, not the naughty words, but things that are the most difficult to talk about. Put those in your vocabulary so that your friends and family who might be going through it might feel a little more comfortable talking to you about it because they've heard you say it. And you just put so much into that, and I know there's so many people that appreciate everything you do, including us, including the entire podcast community. Like, you have the entire crew rallying around you. And I think that between now and the end of the year, to just wrap that 2023 question, I agree with you. I think it's going to be a great year for all of us because a lot of us are just pushing. I think everybody in our little atmosphere, including you, Veronica, you push us and we push you. And it's like this back and forth push. And then you have Chris and Katie who are pushing you and you're pushing them. It's like this really cool momentum thing where if we are on the same page and look at each other as allies and partners rather than competitors, we can accomplish so much if we believe in the same end vision for it, of a world with much less or no domestic violence, in a world where people are paid equally, period. You know, like just real simple basic principles like that we get to have a role in when we have an organization, and you do a hell of a job representing the small business community in all the ways. So thank you for doing that. It's awesome. Like, cheers to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a great weekend. We will see you on Money Monday.
That's right. And purple in it.
Purple it up this weekend, guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. We'll see you Monday. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.